We have a CBS News investigation into the way Texas sends immigrants out of the state after they cross the southern border. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is driving those efforts to transport tens of thousands of people by bus and by plane to cities like Washington and New York. And a network of nonprofits had worked to ensure that those cities were well prepared to greet them. But as our investigation found, Texas officials derailed those efforts to bring order to the chaos. Manuel Bojorquez has been digging into this. Manny, good morning.
Good morning to you. It is an unprecedented taxpayer-funded operation by the state of Texas, but not much is known about its inner workings. Now, a woman who worked on the inside is speaking out about why she will no longer do it.
For years, Tiffany Burrow has helped thousands of migrants arriving in Del Rio, Texas, figure out the next step of their journey. So when Texas wanted to start a migrant busing program in April 2022, officials turned to her and the nonprofit she runs.
We met on a Friday, and by the end of the weekend, we were in agreement that this would actually help a lot of people.
The next day, the program's first ever bus departed from this building she shares with the state.
We had this huge map that filled up an entire wall, and we were able to show this is where you're at here in Del Rio, and this is where the bus is going, Washington, D.C.
What was the reaction like?
Many of them were incredibly grateful.
The plan was part of Operation Lone Star, an initiative that has bused nearly 100,000 migrants out of overwhelmed border towns like Del Rio and onto cities led by Democrats like Chicago and New York.
This issue will destroy New York City.
Charter contracts obtained by CBS News show the effort has already cost the state of Texas more than $100 million.
We don't get any notice about who's coming across when or where or how many.
The brainchild of Republican Governor Greg Abbott and run by state emergency management officials, we got a rare look inside the operation as migrants signed waivers and received bracelets before boarding a bus to New York City. But early on in her work with the program, Burrow noticed a problem.
Did you have a sense that state officials were trying to notify and give times, ETAs and such?
100% no. I knew if I wanted the buses to be met, I was going to have to do the legwork.
The legwork included identifying and notifying nonprofits in cities the migrants were headed to, like Washington, D.C.
The first bus that came here, did you know it was coming?
No.
Amy Fisher lives in D.C. and runs a nonprofit there. A friend connected her with Burrow, who started alerting her about incoming buses.
Each time she would hear that another city was coming on board, I would find her a person to coordinate with and receive on the other end.
So in a matter of months, you had developed a network?
Yeah.
At Burrow's urging, Texas officials also agreed to impose a curfew, so no bus would arrive between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., records obtained by CBS News show. But in September of last year, a major shift. Texas officials told Burrow they would no longer be providing any information that would allow her to coordinate arrivals. No more calling ahead, no more curfew.
What was non-negotiable was not being able to notify when people were coming.
Were you blindsided by this?
I was very surprised. I was the one that was providing migrants for their buses. If we're not going to do this in a coordinated effort, then it's really loses its usefulness for migrants.
Unsatisfied with an arrangement she feels ignores the well-being of migrants, Burrow ended the partnership.
I could take it or leave it, and I left it.
In a statement, the Texas Division of Emergency Management told us the state is not involved in the coordination between nonprofits. These days, the journey is often delayed as sanctuary cities like New York push back against Abbott. Buses can arrive anytime and anywhere in unfamiliar cities, which to these migrants still represent the possibility of a new life in this country.
To be clear, both Amy Fisher and Tiffany Burrow believe that a busing program is a good thing given how overwhelmed some border communities have been, but they say there's no reason they shouldn't be able to coordinate between cities to try to bring some order to it. Gayle?
All right, Manuel, thank you very much.